so I'll have this video later and can post it on YouTube because it is all about sharing. It's all about getting your content out there. Good morning, everyone. This is Wealth Principle 22. We're in the 52 weeks to wealth, discussing the 52 millionaire wealth principles. We've been through some very powerful ones over the last few weeks, and we've recorded them all. They're all uploaded to YouTube, so you can follow up and catch up. And they're also on Facebook Live. If you go to Walter Amarello, Real Estate Mentor, you can find my business page. All of our Facebook Lives are there, so you can follow all of the 52 weeks of wealth as they're being produced. And if you haven't, you can catch up. If you don't feel like catching up, you can go to the blog, go to walteramarello.com/, you guessed it, blog. And on that first page, you can see all 52 weeks to wealth and then the books that are assigned to it. That said, every week there is a book assigned. This week is week 22. Seek out strategic partnerships and affiliates and utilize them. The book of the week is Crushing It by Gary Vee. Mike Shine, can you explain a little bit why this was the choice that we made for this wealth principle?
Well, I believe it's because we're talking about getting out there on social media and crushing it to strong. A bunch of different people who use Gary Vee's method to crush it, get out on every different platform possible, learn the new ones, don't get comfortable with just one platform, and just so incredibly inspiring. I knew about Gary Vee, but I'm so thankful that Walter recommended this book because I've been listening to it all week this week, and it just gets you pumped up like Grant Cardone with practical ways to go about growing your business and growing your infamy online. So yeah, it's a great book. I recommend it.
And one of the pieces that, and thank you, Mike, for again helping me put this list together, because it was an idea. It was just an idea that we should add a book a week with, like, actually guide our nation, our Alchemist Nation, our tribe, to guide them with the books. Because once you've gone through the foundational 5, you kind of come back and say, well, what's next? And after reading my book, Broke to a $250,000, you're inspired with the 52 weeks to wealth. You're inspired to read a book a week. Everybody who's read the book remembers that feeling that if you didn't, you're like falling behind in life somehow. That's true. So reading the book a week, we figured it'd make it easy because there are a lot of books. One of our coaches, Paul Fink, has read over 1,000 books, and that's one of his claims to fame. And it's interesting because I'm on my way to catching up, but he's been in this way longer than I have. And so noticing that maybe not everybody has the time to experiment in all the different books that we are. And so what could we do? We put the 52 weeks to wealth, we attach the books to it using both Mike and my experience. Mike is the holistic attorney, and so he comes at it from a different angle. He's got 5 kids, got an amazing wife, and he's been married for a very long time and runs a very successful law practice with a partnership. And it's a different approach to how I've built my business, right? Single guy running through the world, just crushing it. And social media was my big thing, whereas relationships are Mike's big thing. And so we've had a lot of, and sales has been a massive part of my experience. And so combining our two worlds together to come up with this list made it super effective.
And actually, the way it all started was when I was going to Fall River pre-COVID. People would always mention something, and I would always say, "Oh, you should read this book or that book." And at the same time, Walter was saying that if you were reading 52 books a year, you would be way ahead of most people who only read 1 book a year. So that's how it all came about. And then we actually paired the books. In the beginning, it was just the universe pairing the books with the wealth principles. But when we actually sat down and said, well, this makes sense with this book. So now, like, this wealth principle and crushing it really go together well. So it's cool.
It really does, because it's all about affiliate marketing.
Yeah, and so good. There's one story in there. I just want to, sorry, Walter.
Go ahead.
It's about a guy who was making T-shirts, Foolies, and he starts talking about powerful women after a couple women. Viola Davis won the Academy Award, powerful black woman, and he starts posting a picture of a T-shirt with "Be Powerful Like Viola" or whatever. And I swear, if you can get through that story without having a tear in your eye, you're doing better than I did, because what a great story that was. Just an amazing story.
And who's read the book Crushing It? Yes. Who's read the book Crush It, his first book?
I didn't read that one yet.
Excellent. So
That's
I think,
next
Ron,
for me.
you actually
Mike
have...
Shine. You did not read that one?
I didn't read the first one, and Walter signed the second one. So I'm going back.
Actually, I did, because about maybe a year ago, Walter goes, "This is a good book. You should read it." And so I read the wrong one. And I was like, I don't think this is the right one. And so then I read the right one.
I've done that in many a coaching program. Maybe people in the mentorship have read the books out of order. Anybody here guilty of reading the books out of order? That's okay. It still works. It still works. It's just, it would have been better had the original order been followed, but that's okay.
I actually read a completely wrong book. Bigger Pockets mentioned Vivid Vision.
Yep.
And I ordered from Amazon Your Vivid Vision. So
different author, different book.
Different author, different book, but I ended up reading both of them. So now I have a very vivid vision.
And that's what it's all about. That's the power you were looking to create anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And I read the books in order, but I forgot to read yours first, so I had to squeak that one in the middle.
Nice.
My bad.
Squeaked it in. Just, I know who you are now.
Yeah.
Ryan, what's amazing is you stuck with the program regardless, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You went through it. You did an amazing job. Now you're one of our coaches. So we appreciate you and everything that you're doing now with our group. And so I want to thank Mike for doing the book of the week, and Ryan McDermott for hanging out here with us, Mitch Jorsky, the coach, Terry Wager, Doug McGurk, Darina Pagodina for managing all of our wholesaling masterminds for us. Without these strategic partnerships, notice affiliates, strategic partnerships, I would look pretty unimpressive. It would just be me saying, hey, I'm going to do this, but I can't actually provide a ton of service because I don't have the time that or the specialty that each and every one of these coaches has. And the wholesale mastermind probably wouldn't be 2 days a week if it was up to me. If it was me doing it, it would probably 1 day a week. And I probably wouldn't be on the entire time doing the calls with everybody because, as you've seen, where some of my mentorship members, Chris Hayward is and Ryan McGovern and Arena, they take the calls. They'll be on for 2 hours, taking the calls, doing the deals. So in front of you, you can see the success. Has anybody been on our wholesale mastermind calls every Friday and Monday? Yes. 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Friday and Monday, you can experience cold calling by people who are getting really good at it. And if you want that accountability, you have that built in where you can actually hang out and be cold calling with everybody else, ask questions, and it gives you 2 times a week to cold call for 4 to 5 hours a week, which is probably more than you're doing right now. Is that fair to say? Is there anybody who's not in our program who's cold calling more than 5 hours a week? Excellent. So we know the program works. Who's in the program calling at least those 5 hours a week? Who knows they should be? Excellent. Excellent. Who has somebody else cold calling for them? Excellent. Who wants somebody else cold calling for them? And that is why today's principle is so important. Having strategic partnerships and affiliates. Go ahead, Ron. I see your giant finger in the camera.
Mike. Mike up. That's hilarious. When do you want me to bring everybody else over?
It is 10 past 10. Bring them on through. Bring all the rest of our... It's 10, 11. You're right. Excellent. Bring them all in. Fair is fair.
Welcome to the party.
Excellent. Welcome to the party. So we were talking about affiliates partnering with other people outside of your business or outside of your company. We affiliate with other brokerages. Even though we have a brokerage, we affiliate outside of our brokerage with our training programs. We help build other brokerages. Why would we do something like that? We'll get back to it in a little bit. We're a coaching company, right? We offer mentorship. We offer coaching. We're an education company. We partner with other people who own coaching companies and mentorship companies. We're an investment company. We buy rental property. And yet we partner with other landlords. We partner with other investors. We do flips. We partner with other people who do flips. When we were a property management company, we partnered with other property management companies. We would send business their way. We'd give them deals, opportunities that we weren't able to tackle or just didn't look right for us. The reason that we partner with our, double quotes on this, with our competition is because they do things that are stuff we don't want to do anymore. They do things better than us. They're willing to pay us for our overflow, for the people we can't handle, for the projects that we can't take down at the moment. We partner with we lend, right? Ron and I lend on deals that we sell. So seller financing our own real estate, but we still borrow money from other lenders. Even though we have the funds in our own portfolio to lend on, to buy our own property with our own money, we still will lend out money on a seller finance deal and borrow money probably to acquire the deal. Does that make sense? So there's a lot of confusion in the world. People think that if they have all of the pie, right? They think that there's only one transaction out there. There's only one way to make money out there. And so they want all the pie. You've heard me talk about abundance before. Oh, so it's on this side. You heard me talk about abundance before and alchemy and what alchemy stands for. It's about finding different ways to make money while making other people money, all adding to a lot more with you doing less time. So it's increasing income and spending less time on the transaction. Because the faster you can get through to it, faster you're through the transaction, the more transactions you get to do. And this is not sacrificing quality. This, in fact, is increasing quality because now you have more eyes, more hands on the deal. Specialists, experts, people who can guarantee success. And because you're giving them so many deals, they tend to work a little harder on your clients because they want to continue that relationship. Does that make sense? And so quality only increases with partnerships as long as they're strategic, as long as they make sense. You're using the right people. So there's one side of it. That's one example. Now I want you to do an exercise because this is how we memorize things, by doing them. Take out a pen and paper and write down something that you do in your business that if you ask somebody else to do it, they would pay you a referral fee. Something that you currently do that you could offload, that takes a lot of your time. Think about it. This is the thing. This is the 80-20. It takes a lot of your time, but there is somebody else in the same industry, the same field, the same business, your competition, right? I look at all my competition as strategic partners, as people who could support us, and write down what the referral fee would be. Is there a referral fee? Could a referral fee be negotiated? Could a conversation be had and a referral fee be negotiated? And then if so, who in your surrounding arena is that person that you would trust and like to do business with? Because here's the problem. This is the crazy part. In our business, there's a lot of competitors we actually like. Yes? Especially for those of you who've been in business for a long time, you actually like some of your competitors. You like some of those people out there who are doing the same business as you, doing a great job. You're impressed with them, and you wish you could like send them business because you really liked who they are, but you just didn't know how. Yes? There's a way to send them business. Send them the stuff that you don't like to do. Send them the stuff that you just don't have any more time for. They will be thankful. If somebody sent you a little extra business and decided you were a part of their business, even though it was something you didn't like to do, but it was free money and you didn't have to go prospect for the client, would you take that business, even though it's something you don't like to do? Yeah. So don't assume just because you don't like doing it that they won't like doing it. And remember, Ron and I are complete polar opposites in our partnership. He likes the side of the business that I can't stand, and I love the side of the business that he can't stand. Notice on these calls, Ron only uses his finger to get attention like 1 or 2 times. And I'm using whatever tool I got available to get attention for the entire time. It's knowing the right partners who will do what you don't want to do gladly and pay you a sweet little referral fee for it. Now, that's one way. What Gary Vee talks about in Crushing It is affiliating with other influencers. Becoming an influencer so you can be valuable to the people around you, so you can be valuable to your business, so you can be valuable to your friends. And I'll give you a sidestep. A friend of mine yesterday texted me and asked me for a pressure washer guy. He said, hey, do you got somebody who pressure washes houses? And I thought, in my business, we don't pressure wash houses. That's typically not something that we ever do. It won't get us more rent, so we don't do it. And then I thought, well, I've got a massive influence. Why don't I just go into one of my Facebook groups and ask the question? Pressure washer guy, right? So I went into contractors in Massachusetts. I put out there that I'm looking for people who do labor. And one of the guys who responded back, actually it was his wife, responded back. It was a painter and pressure washing company. And so because I was expanding and utilizing my influence, I'm able to now help a friend out. Side quest, right? Little side quest in life, but it also plugged me in with a ton of contractors. As we were talking about at the beginning here, Ron and I ran into an issue with labor, and labor should not be a reason that you don't continue doing work. You should be getting things under contract and figuring it out later. At the end of the day, what's the contract cost you? It would have cost me $100, $1,000 because there was a realtor involved. And then I would have had a couple of weeks to figure it out. If I'd offered you a condo for $55,000, right? I even wholesale this, right? $55,000, and it's worth 106, because I just sold a comp in the exact same building, exact same layout. I sold that comp literally this month, and I did no work to the unit that we sold. Would you be interested in buying that building from me at 55? So I bought it at 50, made the 5,000. I could probably sell it to a 60, right? Yeah. We missed out on the opportunity because we didn't put it under agreement. Ouch, right? I forgot about my strategic partners. I forgot about all the people I could affiliate with. And just, so busy, right? Every one of you is so busy in the business that you're forgetting about all the extra cash you're leaving on the table. All the little money adds up. In fact, my agency, I've built my entire agency off of referral fees. My agents know if I go on an appointment, I'm literally there to high five the client, high five the agent, get the selfie. It's for social media, and then I'm out, right? The agent's going to do the rest of the work. And so I'm getting a referral fee, and I live off of referral fees. And my property manager is managing our properties. We're paying her a pretty decent chunk. She doesn't take too much, but it's enough to live off of. And for us, we're collecting just the rents, just a little bit of rent off of what that tenant is going out and earning. A lot of it goes to the bank, another strategic partner. A lot of it goes to the city, another strategic partner, keeping the streets clean. Another one goes to our insurance company, who's got our back. If shit goes down, they're going to pay the bill. I mean, it might take a little while, but they'll float the bill eventually. And then we have our property manager. These are strategic partnerships. I know a lot of investors who say they don't trust a property manager. I know a lot of investors who say, I'm not paying an insurance company. I know a lot of investors who hate paying taxes. For us, we're like, yeah, these are all important partnerships. We want to make sure we're paying all of them. We want to bring them in, and we're always looking for more partnerships. So in social media marketing, affiliate marketing is the process where you go out and you find other influencers who have a big audience in the same arena as you. And then you add value to them by posting their stuff, commenting on their stuff, creating events, bringing them an opportunity to get more exposure, and in hopes that eventually they'll do the same for you. So the Alchemist Nation podcast, who's seen it, heard of it, at least heard of it, seen it, listened to it. Yes? Excellent. We're getting traction. Awesome. What about the 100 Millionaires podcast with Mike Shine? Who's heard of that one? Excellent. Listen to it. Watch a little bit of it. A perfect example of affiliate marketing, influencer marketing, is when me and Mike jump on there. We're both pulling both of our different audiences. We're bringing them in. And then we go out and we bring in another audience member, not an audience member, a person to bring on, a guest. And they have influence. And now we're bringing in more influence, more eyes on the podcast. That's called influencer marketing. We're using another influencer's influence by affiliating. And if you watch the Alchemist Nation podcast, I'm always saying, hey, how do people get in touch with you? What is your product? What are you selling? How do people get in touch with you? This way, they want me on their podcast. Does that make sense? The idea is to add so much value to your partnerships that they want to add more value to your partnership, to your side of the deal. And so can you envision right now what the conversation would be like? And then we wrote down one. We wrote down one possible affiliate partnership. Did everybody do this exercise? Everybody has one that they wrote down or have? And Frank, you're driving. I understand, bro. Like it's all up here. It's in your head. That's cool. We're glad you're here with us. Excellent. So you've written it down. Obviously, the 52 weeks of wealth, you only gain the wealth if you take the action steps. And so the action step is to this week, go out and reach out to that potential strategic partner and have the conversation. Have the conversation. What would it look like if I sent you this business? What would it look like? How could you handle this? Do you have the ability to handle this? And what system would be best? And then what do you think would be a fair compensation for sending those over? Then, like a referral fee or something. Write that down. What do you think would be reasonable? What do you think would be fair? And be very clear. Nobody likes it when you beat around the bush, right? Just throw the words out there and then, like a referral fee or a finder's fee. Something, lighten it up a little bit. Because I've seen so many people try and negotiate this where they say, and this won't be you, this will be somebody else, but hopefully we'll teach them the right way to have this conversation where they say, well, so what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Dude, what do you think does not ask a question, right? I think this sounds like a great idea. You're going to send me business. Perfect. Excellent. Send it on over. And if you don't have the conversation about money, then you may not get paid. Does that make sense? Yes. So you've got to have a financial conversation, which if you feel any anxiety building up around this topic, just stop that. It's not adding value to your life. You can reach out to Doug McGurk or Terry Wager, and these guys can either hypnotize you or psycholize you and figure it out. Terry Wager is the generator coaching master, double your income, increase income. Doug McGurk is the king of guided hypnosis. He runs guidedhypnotic.com. Darina actually uses his hypnosis. Me and Terry have coached each other for years now, and I now use Doug's hypnosis as well. And so it's valuable stuff. If you're having a hard time with the money conversation, it's just a mindset thing. It's just a programming thing. You've just got to get your programming right. And then once you do it, like when I have the conversation about money, I'm like, dude, like I'll sell a mentorship to you right now, $1,000. Like, are you in or you out? Like, I don't care. It's going to add value to you. It's going to make your life better. Where my mentors at everybody, 100 Millionaires, everybody's in the mentorship program, been through it, in it still. Yes. Excellent. By the way, if you've already gone through the mentorship program, you're obviously in our Facebook group for life. You're in our community for life. I spend all that time teaching you and training you to not still have you in our affiliate programs and be able to work with you. So you're still in the program in a way. You're just not taking all of our time on the calls, right? So we have the mastermind, which is today at 12 o'clock. So if you're in the mentorship program and you haven't paid for the mastermind, I want you to sit in on it today. You're going to sit in as a guest. If you're in the mastermind program, then you already know how this works. It's at 12 o'clock today. Jump in the call, and we'll be showing our fellow millionaires how to do it, how it works, why there's value in the mastermind. Is that cool? Excellent. We already like these people. We just want them in with us. So that's how we sell. I don't care. I'll tell you, look, mastermind's $2,500 now. Who here paid $1,000 for the mastermind? Who here paid $500 for the mastermind back in the day? All right. So I think Ray Lawton's the only one who paid the $500. Everybody else paid $1,000. And now the next wave pays 2,500. Here's the reason why. The mastermind continues for a very long time. As it gets bigger and bigger, I kind of got to qualify who's coming in. Does that make sense? I got to keep the quality of the people up. Everybody in the program is like, yeah, exactly. Keep it up. Keep the quality going. And it makes sense to keep that bar raising. And so we've made sure that there's an option for everybody in the mentorship afterwards. I don't mind talking about money. It's important. It's part of your sales proposition to have that conversation with people. Everybody in here in the mentorship program who already spent that $1,000 to be in the mentorship program, was it hard to spend the money, or did you feel like this is the most obvious thing? I got to go do this right now. Yeah. Imagine if I didn't offer it. Kind of like that deal that I had, the 50,000 profit deal. Imagine if I didn't offer it. I apologize, but I'm sorry for that. And it turns your stomach, Mike. It turns my stomach. The reason we built this program is so that we can help people become millionaires and increase their wealth faster, so we can have our 100 millionaires and have said that we've done something that I don't know that anybody else has documented this. I don't know that anybody else has gone out there and built 100 millionaires with the mission to build another 100 millionaires. I know that there are gurus who have. I'm a result of many gurus who have cumulatively come to the point where I'm now a millionaire because I've followed what they said to do. Does that make sense? And many of you have that in your life, but I don't know that any of them said, hey, I'm building millionaires. So that's something that we're doing. And if I didn't offer it, some of us wouldn't be on that path right now. Fair to say? So think about the strategic partnership the same way. Think about the strategic partnership as, if I don't mention the money side, then at some point I'm going to get burned out and not want to do this anymore because I'm going to feel the loss of money again. And so it's your moral ethical duty to offer the money side. And for Ron and I, we're always looking for opportunities to hand to our students. We'll make a little chunk on it, but a very small chunk, where the $5,000 out of a $50,000 profit is cool, right? A deal you would have never had access to. And we probably would have helped a lot in that deal. Well, it's the same thing. If we can pass you more of those deals that we can't handle, then it allows us to do what we want to do, what we do best, which is train. We want to educate. Our mission is 100 millionaires. We do the flips to stay relevant. We do the rental properties to stay relevant. We do it so that when you guys are all rich, you still want to be with us. Does that make sense? Oh, I know that the last thing I want is a coach who's not doing what I'm going to coaching for, right? For me, like, I want a mentor or a coach who's doing what I'm doing, right? And I'll have guys who I can talk to who did it in the past, but there's an element of relevancy that's lost. And so as you guys are getting bigger, as you're growing your portfolio, we also must grow our portfolio so we can be relevant when you're asking questions. So we can be relevant, be a couple steps ahead and say, yep, this is what a 50-unit portfolio looks like. And now Ron and I are pushing for the 100-unit portfolio. So we can say, this is what a 100-unit portfolio looks like. This is how you get there. And the other side to it is, when all of you have a 100-unit portfolio, notice the word when, write it down. When I have a 100-unit portfolio, powerful exercise, affirmations in the present tense. When you have a 100-unit portfolio, I'm going to approach you. And if I don't approach you, please be sure to approach me, because the offer is out there. We're going to approach you and offer you the opportunity to join our real estate investment trust, which will be including our brokerage and including our portfolio and the portfolio of other multimillionaires, because that's how we're going to get to the 10,000 units. Mike Stein already knows. He sees it. He and I have this conversation all the time. How do we do it? How do we build these millionaires and then retire them? Because to be perfectly honest, and I'll bring Ron on for this for confirmation, Ron and I would absolutely, in a moment's notice, sell everything if we were guaranteed a 12% dividend return on our money. We would sell every piece of property we own with our $2.4 million of equity in that particular company, and walk away and get a $250,000 profit a year. We would walk away and we would probably never buy property again if it wasn't for you guys, if it wasn't for the fact that we don't know that that option is out there. Does that make sense? So that's what we're building. We're building the retirement plan for the retirement plan, because rental property can still be somewhat involved. There's still conversations we have to have. There's still pieces of the business that we got to have a conversation about. And there's still some stress that comes up with owning the rental property. Does that make sense? So we're looking forward to strategically partnering with every millionaire that we're building. Now, yes, will there be millionaires out there already with 100 units that we get us approach with this? Absolutely. And will they likely join us? There's a very good chance, because we're very likable guys and this concept is extremely tempting. But at the same time, if we did it through a community like this, a community of alchemists, people who want to build other people and are increasing income and improving the world itself, then I'll know when I go to bed at night that every dollar we're sending you is buying your freedom to do more of this. You know, picking up the microphone, picking up the phone, offering mentorship, coaching to somebody else who just wants to know how you did it. How did you build a 100-unit portfolio and then transfer it? Thank you. I got you. So transfer it and then help another 100 people retire. That's insane, right? And so that's the goal. If we can take work away from you, I know you'll do something really important with your life. Is that fair to say? Who here on this call knows that if we took the need to work away, you would probably go out and educate more people on how you did it. It's interesting. And so our strategy is really to kill poverty. We don't have a timeline on when it's realistically going to happen. But we know that if enough of you figure out passive income, and maybe we're starting with real estate because it's just how we do it, it's what we're good at, and then we move into other people who do affiliate marketing. Maybe they know digital marketing. Maybe they understand robots, you know, and they can, maybe Elon Musk, right? He's figuring out cars that drive themselves. He's eliminating the need for people to work in Uber.
What?
And so creating a lot of opportunity. What did you say, Mike?
Did you mention Elon Musk? Sorry, what?
I'm pretty sure Mike is affiliating with Elon Musk now.
The ultimate fanboy.
You know, and what Elon has there is not only an affiliate, but somebody who's got equity share in his company now and building more steadily, which is what you want. People with equity share push your company more. So we're part of EXP now. We shifted our brokerage over, and I'm watching the EXP stock yesterday as I'm watching Tesla, and I'm watching my REITs. I'm watching BRG, Avalon, and I'm watching all of this go down. And freaking EXP is going up while the entire market's going down. The entire market is going down, and EXP is like, I don't know what you guys are doing. I'm just going to keep rising. And I'm thinking, dude, I want to buy. This is my chance to buy more. And you're going the wrong direction. Like, do you not see what everybody else is doing? Can you just not do that right now? Be a little more consistent with the game. And I went back and I looked at the charts, and EXP doesn't go down. It just hasn't gone this entire time. It has not gone down. And so it's frustrating because I'm realizing now that I have to buy shares at $16 when I bought shares 3 months ago at $9. And so it's a frustrating proposition. Does my investors know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And so with me in EXP now, and me knowing what I'm about to build, I'm about to put 1,000 agents into EXP. We're about to produce hundreds of thousands of transactions over the next few years. I'm thinking, well, I have to own more stock because I'm like Mike Shine. I'm not only invested financially, I'm physically invested in the company, right? Like my actual stock value goes up by my actual production. You know how annoying that is to know you have to overpay when you could have paid like last week? Anyway, so the reason I mention this is because that's what we're going to build. Through our affiliate partners, through the relationships we have, we're going to build a real estate investment trust that ties in a brokerage to combine it all together. Mike Shine's in the mission. Most of you on here, if you haven't decided to jump in, you're deciding it now, that this is clearly the path to build wealth. The ultimate affiliate partnership with insurance companies, with brokerages, with lenders, with other investors, with so many different marketing companies, because everybody's an affiliate in a real estate office. It's one of those powerful things. So I'm giving you the homework of just one. Just find one affiliate partner, one person you can work with, somebody who to take a little bit of the load off and expand over time. Our biggest mistake, Ron and I's biggest mistake with building wealth is not taking on affiliate partners sooner. You know, like we wanted more of the pie. And Ron has this awesome saying, and I'll share it with you. I have a mentor who says, look, you know, everybody wants a little piece of the pie, right? And so there's a lot of different concepts around pie. And the reason we tell stories is because stories hook the mind, right? The story hooks the mind. Anybody take Train the Trainer? Understands public selling, public speaking. So we're going to tell a story that we're going to tie into an experience for you. So, and for anybody, any of our coaches, pay attention. This is how it works. The pie, everybody wants a little slice, right? We'll say this is the real estate pie in your market. Everyone wants a little bit of slice. And what my mentor says is, she's like, you know what? I don't really want a little slice of that big, massive pie that everybody's fighting over. He says, I'm cool with a table talk pie because it's my pie. It's all my pie. And I'm going to, I don't have to compete with anybody else. I'm just going to go to the store and get my own table talk pie. I'm going to find something different that nobody else wants. And I'm going to invest here. I'm going to serve the market in a way that nobody else wants to serve the market. And he did that through being an electrician. And then later on, he did it through property management. He did the dirty work. He did the work that nobody else wanted to do. We're seeing that these are jobs nobody really wants. Yes? You right now are not about to go trade in your life to be an electrician. You're not going to trade in your life to be a property manager. They're dirty jobs. They're tough jobs. And so he was willing to do that, and he made a lot of money in those jobs and then was able to acquire a lot of real estate. He bought real estate that not a lot of people wanted at the time, which is why they were so cheap. Does that make sense? Now, they all want them now, right? And so that's one way of looking at it. Ron has another saying, and his saying is, everybody's fighting over these little slivers of this big pie. They're all fighting over these little slivers. But what they don't realize is that the whole world is a pie. The whole world is a kitchen, and you can make your own pie. You don't even have to go to the store and buy it. You can actually make your own. And you can make it whatever size, whatever flavor, whatever shape you desire. Because the partnerships in your business can improve your life just by giving them a taste of the pie. Does that make sense? And you don't have to stop with just one pie. It doesn't have to be just one partnership. You can have many partnerships. And it makes you a better partner the more partnerships you have. Does that make sense? You could see the value of partnering with somebody like me or Mike or Ron because we have a massive network of partnerships around us. Does that make sense? Attorneys are like that. Financial advisors are like that, like Ryan McDermott. The coaches are like that. Think about a normal person versus a coach. A coach is coaching and mentoring business owners who are looking to expand their businesses. Yes? Other real estate investors who are looking to expand their businesses. Private money lenders who are looking to expand their portfolios. One of the people in my company, my team, is Brant Phillips. He wrote the book, Private Lender Playbook. Check out the podcast with Brant Phillips. I recently recorded it, I think 2 weeks ago. And if it's not on YouTube yet, it's definitely on Facebook. Or another strategic partner, Max Keller, wrote the book for senior housing. You ever wanted to get a motivated seller out of their house, but they didn't know how to get out of their house because they couldn't figure out the next step? Try handing them a book that says, hey, by the way, I wrote this book on how to get out of your house. This is the next step. Financial advisor, right? You want to get a little extra capital into their financial accounts instead of in their real estate? Send them the book on how to do that. There's another one. I don't have it here. It's back there somewhere. But it's how to invest a self-directed 401k. And so there's coaches who are connected to people who are doing these activities. And so your coaches are a great resource. Affiliate partners who are affiliating with other partners, yes? So the more partnerships you have, the more value you become to yourself and to your other partners. And so you've heard the saying, you just want to be the middleman. Who's heard you want to be the middleman? Yes, you've heard it. It's true. It's true. My whole goal in life is to talk to more people and just introduce them, right? Just be in the middle and like get the high five, right? Tandem high fives. You guys are good. Excellent. Move on. This is how you make more money. You make more money. You make more money. I'm like, Oprah, you make more money. You make more. Everybody makes more money because you have the opportunity to help other people find the pathway to make more money. That's alchemy. That's what alchemy truly stands for, is turning every deal into gold, turning every lead into gold, turning every human being you touch, getting the Midas touch, right? And giving the impression that you have the Midas touch, because it's very important when gaining influence and communicating with people. You want to let them know that you have the ability to turn their deals into gold. And so that's why they present them to you. That's why they present their business to you. Who's done a one-on-one coaching with me? Who's been in the coaching session? Did I find a little extra gold in your business? Did I find that did I say, wow, your business is worth a little more than you think it is? Or wow, you got some really cool, powerful ideas here that maybe I don't know if you know how cool your business is, right? And we, last week we listened to Kim Harvey. How many ideas did Kim have, right? Like 6, 7 different businesses. Oh my God. She needs strategic partners, right? I told you, Kim, I'm going to talk shit this week because without strategic partners, a lot of her ideas won't come to fruition on the scale that they're capable of. She's a visionary. She's got a lot of ideas. She's got them all worked out, but she only has 2 sets of hands, 2 sets of legs, but she's got $1 million ideas, half a dozen of them. And she's looking for the right strategic partners to join up with. So probably in a week or 2, as we dial down more into Kim's vision, we'll be able to present that to everybody. People on here, if you're in the mentorship or not in the mentorship, would be interested in learning about one of her real estate related niches that you could make more money in and partnering up with her. Cool. Excellent. We got a lot of abundant people here. And if nothing else, you could send some referrals or have some part plug your business into her business model some way, somehow. Yes? Excellent. For anybody who's been or received a referral from me, how's that feel? How cool is it going on appointments or getting an extra client that you wouldn't have had otherwise? Coaches, agents, other investors. Yes, it's a cool experience. I love doing it. I want to see you do well. So now that we've gone through the value of strategic partners, can you add a second? Can you add a second? Can you add a third? Could you, and write this down, and I know that there's some pressure as soon as I say this, could you step away from your business entirely and never work a day again based on just your influence with strategic partners? Could you, in theory, step away? Is there a pathway where you could pay somebody a little bit of something, a little bit of the pie on the transaction you're doing where you physically will not have to be involved other than to make initial contact? Is that system buildable? Is that possible? Write that down. How can I add in strategic partners for every step of the business so that I no longer am involved in the business, including the marketing piece? Write that question down. Answer that question, and there's a form of alchemy that will really help the world. Building a massive company where you have no involvement other than you set up the structure. Does that make sense? How do you think Elon Musk gets away with tinkering on the Tesla when he runs 3 massive companies? Solar City, SpaceX, Tesla. How does he pull that off? It's affiliate partnerships. Does that make sense? When you look at Richard Branson, 400 companies. Ah, that was hilarious. 400 companies. And he's probably on the toilet making that money. Does that make sense? We tie it in. We'll use we'll use anything. It's possible. You know it's possible. There's people bigger than you doing it with doing way more, right? You ever listen to music? You ever listen to music on the radio? Anybody?
Mm,
Know what a
not
radio
radio.
is?
Not
iPod?
radio.
Yeah, Pandora. Well, think about how many systems are behind that artist being on the radio. How many people? That artist did not just go and record a record on their cell phone and it got on the radio. Does that make sense? We understand there's a network. Like, I was in a band. I know how not far your message goes alone. And I know the difference one fan can make. And I know the difference that affiliating with other bands can make. All the different stages that open up to you. And I know the difference that affiliating with a record studio can make. And there's a lot of steps. And the reason I use music is because people say, oh, it's impossible to get to that level. And yeah, because you're thinking you're just going to sing into your cell phone and get a record deal, right? Why do you want to affiliate with a record company? Because they've already built all the partnerships. Does that make sense? Become valuable to the marketplace means create strategic partnerships. The more valuable you are to the marketplace, the more partnerships you have. That's how it works. Oh, Doreen's taking a selfie. Get it. Hell yeah. Get your pose on. Love it. Yeah, Mike Shine. Hit it. Hit the fingers to the camera. What questions do we have about strategic partnerships? I know that this can be a difficult conversation for some people, and I want to open up the room to any questions, any comments. Also, if you're interested in the mentorship, that is $1,000. I will only go up in price on that, but not anytime soon. I want to leave that option available. As we go forward with the mentorship, one of my mentors will take over. And so that's how we'll keep the price at $1,000, and I'll only be available a smaller amount because I care about you, and I also care about the people we're building. My tribe is very important. And so I want to make sure that the tribe that we have is growing constantly because I've got to get them to 100 units because that's the only way I reach my real goal, which is 10,000 units, $1 billion REIT, and retiring 100 awesome people so that we can go have this awesome celebration party every year where we get together in a really cool place and we brag about all our passive income streams outside of our real estate because we were able to start this. You know what I'm talking about? I'm a selfish guy. What can I say? I just want everybody to do well so that I can do well with them. It's a crazy concept. And so I like a party. And so 100 made a lot of sense. Mike Shine agrees. 100's a decent amount of people. We could probably get a few really cool people who are probably talented in other ways, you know, entertaining us with firewalking and bands and music. And so I'm pretty sure the 100 of us all have our talents. Yes. They're going to have some cool parties. It's going to be okay. Yeah. See you, Glenn. There it is, Chris. So selfish. I'm selfish. I love people because the more people I hang out with, the more fun I have, the better quality the person I'm hanging out with, the better quality of the conversations. I got to interview on Doug McGurk's podcast. If you haven't checked it out, Doug, how do people find out about your podcast? What is the link or where you're storing it right now?
So it's called The Real Deal On. It's on pretty much every platform. Podbean is where I'm hosting it. I will put it up in the chat window. And yeah, you were a fantastic guest the other day, and we talked about partnerships. We talked about some of the expectations and the mindset behind it, and that it's not just a 50-50 experience. That oftentimes people are afraid of that it's really. I have a good friend who's got multiple businesses, and he's crushing it in all of them. But he's like, I'm a minority partner. I just happen to be, strategically aligned with so many amazing people that my small piece adds up in, when I've got multiple things. But I'll post it in the group. And of course, Terry was on it. Paul was on it. Dee Snyder was on it the other day. James Arthur
That's
Ray's
awesome.
coming on. Bill Berg, Omar Periu. So I'm getting a lot of great people who Dr. Stan Harris the other day was fantastic. So we're just getting, people show. Then that's a strategic alignment. That's a partnership. Someone coming in and sharing their love.
Excellent. Doug, if you can put the link, not just here, but also throw it in the Facebook comments. That way everybody has access to it and can get it all over the place. And I'll do it too. Thank you.
Awesome, brother. Thank you.
So, strategic partnership, hanging out with a good friend of mine. We just had fun yesterday. We just had fun. and I learned a lot from the conversation. I got a little free coaching, right? Because I'm in a strategic partnership with a powerful hypnotic coach. And I've done the same with Terry. I've done the same with Mike and the same with Mitch. And I've done the same with Ryan and Darina. And it's powerful, these relationships, helping them build their business, jumping on their podcast, bringing them onto my podcast, and giving them more value is just adding more value to my life. I'm hanging out with some of the coolest people on the planet. Some of our coaches have gone through our mentorship program, and I said, you've got enough value now to become a coach. Some of our future coaches are going through our mentorship program again because they want to be able to do that piece. Chris Hayward is, I'm going to have a conversation with him later today and talk about how we can bring him through again, because it means doubling down. He's one of those people who wants to improve that much more. He's like, just hammer down, fire, like forge steel is stronger. And so we're working with our people to expand their influence and expand their ability, because in the end, it's really, we just want people who can do the piece that we're looking to do. We're looking to build a 10,000 unit REIT, and we're doing it with cool people, right? I want to get together at our shareholders meeting and be like, thank God all these people are here, right? Like I'm pretty sure Warren Buffett doesn't exactly feel about that because it's gotten so big. Or maybe he does, but I know that for us, it's hand cultivated, right? The people that we've got in our partnership is powerful, good people who just want abundance, who are capable of more, who are doing more. You guys know who you are. Yes. Everybody on this call is somebody who has the potential to be through this process. And one of the pieces Ron and I talked about, we realized we were being selfish, but not in the good way, right? Like in this group, I say selfish is good because it means you're getting paid more for passing business to somebody else. But we were being selfish in a wrong way. And it was just a blind side, like a blind spot we didn't see. And Mike Shine's the one who brought it to my attention. He said, I asked him, what's the next level? How do we get people to the next level? Building millionaires takes 3 to 5 years. Like this is a process. It's not just going to go through a 2-month process and then you're a millionaire. Like it's just time consuming, and you got to stay on the wheel. You got to stay on the wagon the whole time. Or have somebody pull you back on the wagon if you fall off, which I've done it. It happens. So Mike said, well, what about partnering with some of these investors, in their businesses or in their deals? And in their businesses, it's tough for me because we don't have all the understanding on all the businesses, but we're doing it with Stephanie right now. We understand the hairstyle business. And so we partnered with her. And to do it with people who are just investing in real estate, Ron and I in the past I was like, why do we need them? Why do we need them? Like we were so freaking good. Why do we? And then if you remember how I started this conversation, it was a labor piece. It was a babysitting position. And the thought was, well, we could bring people in on deals to babysit our contractors, to find the contractors, to babysit our projects and pay them a percentage. If they found the deal, pay them a bigger percentage. If they raise the capital, pay them a bigger percentage. And we're just in it now as the experienced guys to make sure that the lenders go through the deal, to make sure the deal goes the right way, to make sure it's listed properly. If they're an agent, let them take the listing, right? So there's a lot of different levels that he and I had never considered in partnership that, thanks to Mike Shine being open and surrendering and being the holistic attorney offering more options, there's a lot of strategic partnerships we've never offered to the group that now, once you've been through the mentorship, go ahead, Mike. We trust you, right? We know we can work with you. Go ahead, Mike.
I think just to be clear, I was saying if people are done with the mentorship 8 weeks, wouldn't it be nice if we could walk them through getting their first property, start to finish, and make it a partnership like Walter said, but at the end of the road, we all win because you get your first property. And I know that when people get their first property, they're on their way and momentum just builds. So that would be an awesome vision.
Mike, I feel like you're calling on me by saying help people get their first property. I know someone that helps people do that. I don't.
Cat. Absolutely.
So, I mean, and that's a valid point. And whether, you kind of add that to what you guys offer at the mentorship, and obviously I'm happy to help. But people that have 2 or 3 deals under their belt, I'm able to help, but especially those newbies, because, you want that mentorship. You want someone to kind of lay out those landmines for you. I feel like that's one of the biggest things I always tell people. Experience is the best teacher. So if you can leverage someone else's experience it makes your journey not only that much better, but it shortens that learning curve, and you can get to, you can get to Galter's goal in maybe 2 years instead of 3 of being a millionaire. So, and not only that, partnership also helps you get there. And, I can say from my own example, I was like Galter. I was like this single guy, like solopreneur, like one man show. And I was doing like 1 to maybe 2 deals a year. And then, as you guys know, I partnered up with my buddy in Massachusetts. We did 3 deals in the matter of 9 months. So just by partnering up, I tripled, my stream. So don't be afraid to partner up. And the key word is strategic partnership. Make sure it's beneficial to both parties.
Now, also on the other side of that, not just helping newbies avoid the landmines, but also getting the newbies past analysis paralysis, because I think there's a lot of fear. And if you say you're doing the right thing, don't worry. You've done your numbers 27 times. Cut the crap.
Yeah.
Right.
Mike, you are preaching to the choir, and that is exactly why I built my rental property calculator, because I basically was like, how do I get the emotion out of this? All right. I am an emotional dude, and it's clouding my judgment. So you run the numbers and you get that kind of pass fail line of a cash on cash return, and then emotion's gone. It's like, it's either pass or fail, either or, obviously you can work numbers to find a way to make a deal work, but you get more experience, you know how to do that. But take the emotion out of it. Find something that literally can remove the emotion from you, and you can move forward. Otherwise, like you said, paralysis analysis, and you just keep running the numbers, and do nothing.
Yep.
I can totally help with a paralysis analysis. One of the things that I think about is what you were talking about in the beginning with you guys passing on properties, Walter, is I used to work with, and I still do from time to time, one of my joint ventures was a guy who was a headhunter. He had a headhunting firm, and he always got a contract, and then he'd have to go find the people. And what I taught him, number one, was go find the people and make it a storehouse for people. And then whenever you get a contract, you just go in there and grab the people that are right for it, and you give them the deal. And it makes the turnaround time so much quicker. It's the same thing with you guys, as you guys find more deals because you guys are bigger, and the little guys that are learning this, they don't necessarily know how to find the deals or whatnot. And so you guys, you and Ron, find deals, and you guys have the deals that you're going to pass on. Delivering them to these people really builds everything quicker, and you get to your goal faster.
Yeah. Thank you, Terry. And you're right. And it just beats the point home, but that one we missed out on. And I know, and this is the problem, I know there's a lot more. So Ron and I are going to, Ron's been away the last 2 weeks. So all of my great ideas we haven't been able to work on. And we've been under the gun. We've got a lot of projects that are happening all at once. We just put 6 family under agreement, which I got to go pick up the deposit check as of now. So I'm going to run to the bank and do that. And we hired a virtual assistant who's handling a lot of our YouTube channel. And we just switched brokerages. So we switched from Keller Williams to EXP. And now we're bringing our team over, and we're finding a lot of our team just isn't producing. And so we're not taking them over. And then some of our best producers are like, dude, like, I'm afraid to leave the brokerage I'm in right now because I'm doing really well. And if I shift it, it might not work. So we're in this transition of communicating with a lot of people to bring our team back together. And then we're bringing new people in. We got John Franceschi on the call here, and Darina just came over, and we're working on bringing our other friends over. Mel, we're working on bringing over. And so we can build the Alchemist community 100% all the way. But another thing I want to add to our plate, and maybe Darina can help us with this, is a spreadsheet for all of our deals that we're saying no to. And maybe we can make that available to the people who've been through the mentorship program, the people who've been through it, and we know are ethical, moral, will respect the deals, and not cut out the company itself, and not harass or bother the seller once we've already had an agreement made. Then that may be something we'll open up. Darina, do you think you could work on that? Because I know if I put this on Ron, he's overwhelmed at the moment.
Yeah, sure. I already wrote it down. So.
Excellent. And that makes sense because This week while Ron was away, I started building some systems to alleviate some of his workload, which one of them was, I'm just going to send Dorina the properties to evaluate for us as deals come to us. I'm sending them to her. She's doing all the contracts. Ron used to do all this in the past. And so found another affiliate. And I asked Ron, I said, Ron, is it cool if we pay her, what I say? Was it 5% of a transaction? Oh, it was 10%. Yeah. So I said, is it cool if we pay her 10% of a transaction, even if she doesn't get a commission on this, right? Just for doing everything for us. And he was like, dude, like, get it off my plate and she can have 10%. Like, I don't care. So that's the mindset of abundance. And yes, we're going to work on that. Dorina will work on that. So excellent. Let's see this in a conversation. Thanks to all of you putting the pressure on to get it done. It's handled already. Affiliate partnerships, making more money. I'm spending no time on it. And that's how you win the game of life. What questions do you have, ladies and gentlemen? This is your chance to ask questions. If you have any questions on affiliate marketing, I will be on here 3 more minutes, and then I'm going to race over to the bank so that I can get this deposit check so that we can buy another 6-unit building, all brick. It's worth $600,000 all day, and we're just getting it under for $300,000 with very.
I had a question.
Yes.
So I'm a first timer. I wanted to know where do I start and how do I get involved?
Excellent. So it depends on where you are. Where are
I'm
you
in
right
Tampa,
now?
Florida.
I mean, financially, emotionally, what are your goals? So it is a larger question, but
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to. I'm in legacy mode. I have young adult children.
Yep.
And I've been talking to them about building up real estate and having something and a legacy. My goal right now is perhaps starting with a 4-plex and building from there.
Excellent. That is a good goal. And from this conversation, it sounds like a good idea. What I would say is the next step is jump into our mentorship program. It's $1,000. It's 8 weeks. You get all of our celebrity coaches, a one-on-one session with each one of them. And then you get a one-on-one strategy session with me personally, where I'll say, okay, yes, this is your goal. This is what you do. This is how you find the money with a private money. And if it's private money, I'm going to hook you up with Mike Shine. If it's, you maybe need to move some of your financial pieces. Ryan McDermott can take a look at it. If you're looking for an agent, Mitch Jaworski is in Florida right now. He's licensed and he's got people who can do the transactions for you, look for the searching for you. And if it's whether you got mental blocks and you want to go the hypnosis route, you got Doug McGurk, or you got mental blocks and you want to just understand them better, Terry Wager will help you out. So yes, I would say the mentorship is right. And I would say the mentorship is the easiest way for me to give you a solid answer there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. How does the mentorship work?
Sure. 8 weeks of kicking your ass every single week on a Monday at 8:00. And it's wins and what you can do. It's accountability. And we put you through the steps. You'll be doing a net worth tracking sheet. You'll be doing actual action steps, whether it's calling a realtor, getting pre-approved, raising private capital. If you don't have the money, we'll teach you how to get the money, and then we'll give you action steps to make sure you're doing it. And so the next week, if you haven't done the things that we've told you to do, we will shame you with a raise of hands. People who will shame, hands to the camera. Yes. And then after we've shamed you, we will give you love and support. So everybody who knows he's going to do it this week, hands to the camera. Yes. Excellent. Everybody in the mentorship program. Thank you guys. Does that answer that question, Ardil?
Oh, the peer pressure. It's awesome.
It's positive peer pressure. It's not like what happened in the cafeteria in high school.
Oh, okay.
It's how we move people forward powerfully. And
now,
it's
I
work.
happen to be, I'm also a broker in the finance field. So I deal with finding money for people, that sort of thing. Excellent. It's just, so I got money. I just need to know how to use it.
And so you're past the part that most people are in. We got a course on Alchemist University, which you get access to as well, called Get the Deal. And one of the biggest parts of our community is our wholesaling mastermind, where we have our team every Monday and Friday at 5:00 cold calling to get the deal so that you know how to invest the money. You send an agent who knows how to evaluate the deal, and you make sure that you're closing on the deal. The accountability team will make sure the offers are going through once the deal comes through. We will evaluate the deal for you. Everybody on here loves evaluating deals. We like to do that on Monday nights at 5. It's a lot of fun. Ardell, you in?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm listening.
So the link is walteramorello.com/mentor. You can pay for it right there. I'm also going to give you my cell phone. Shoot me a text. Do not call me. I never pick up the phone, but I will text. And if necessary, we can schedule a quick one-on-one to make sure the mentorship is right for you. My phone number is 774-526-4796. And this goes out to everybody on the call, everybody on Facebook. If you have not had the opportunity to sit down with me or talked about the mentorship, shoot me a text. Hey, there she is. Hi.
Hear us?
Yeah, we hear you.
What do you know about me?
You're awesome. We
Tell me
know
what
it.
you know.
Wow.
Tell me what you know.
Yeah.
I know about you.
Harry and Walter and
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to jump off this call.
Yeah.
Ron Bowling, if there are any questions about the mentorship, do you think you can handle it? Maybe another 5-10 minutes while I head to the bank?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Excellent. Then I'm going to make you the host, the master of ceremonies.
You guys are in for it now.
Is there
Ladies
a
and
way
gentlemen,
to get a
hi,
copy
Sharon.
of the video recording?
Say that again? Yes.
Is there a way to get a recording, copy of the recording?
This is up on Facebook Live right now. Yes, it is.
Okay, how do I access it?
Excellent. So go to Walter Amarello Real Estate Mentor in Facebook, and that's my business page, and you'll see we're Facebook Live in it. Bye, sweetie. All right. Glenn, Scaredy Cat Guide, Mitch, Eustace, Sharon, Melanie, Darina, Samuel, Ardale, Aaron Tatro, my man, the man with the plan. He owns Fall River Pawnbrokers, one of the most generous guys I know, and an awesome real estate investor. He's looking for another 100 to 400 units. So if you have 400 units in Fall River, Aaron Tatro will pick them up. Doug McGurk, Kim, Chris Hayward, Elizabeth Miller, George White, Ryan McDermott, Terry Wager, Mike Shine, and Ron Bowling. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again throughout the week and next Saturday. Cheers to your success. Ron, take good care of them.
Go get that check.
I'm on it. Later, guys.
All right. Good to see everybody. Does anybody have any questions about the mentorship?
I have a question about the brokerage. What are you guys doing there? Because I talked, I think, last week to Walter about that.
Okay, yeah, we're moving over to EXP. In fact, we already have, and we're in the middle of bringing on agents right now.
So you're doing training too, or they have to pass and then you just sign them up?
Yeah, there is some training. It's going to be mostly real estate investor training. Are you looking for agency training or what?
Yeah, I don't have a license yet, so.
Okay, no, we don't train you to be an agent. You have to. That's a whole other deal.
Get that done.
Yeah, but we'll train you how to. What's that?
And then hang the license with the brokerage.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But we'll teach you how to set up your Facebook page correctly, how to get the attention, and how to not be a secret agent.
Okay.
Is there a place I can find all the benefits of mentorship?
All right. Ardale, yeah, you can go to walteramarillo.com/mentor. Put the link in the chat, and that's got all the perks of the mentorship there. Does anybody in the mentorship that wants to speak to the benefits and perks of the mentorship?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, Chris.
So I joined, I don't even know, it's like 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago. And I really, and I had been introduced to real estate investing before, but didn't really have much of an understanding. And now my understanding is much greater. I mean, I still have a lot to learn, but it's much better than it had been. One of the greatest things I got out of it was the camaraderie. We've got pretty much the same group of people on week to week. It does change, over time because people come in and out of the program. But the support I felt, even through Zoom, even though we're not actually, for the most part, physically in contact with each other. You know, we exchange phone numbers, we talk on the phone, we text each other, we encourage each other throughout the week, and people are constantly posting on Facebook different ideas. And so,
Don't forget about going to Mike's place and having a cookout.
yeah, we did that, you know, once all the COVID stuff started lifting. And then, you know, and then we read a book a week. I learned a lot from, and I think for me, really, the books are, it's information, but it's also inspirational. And it begins exercising that real estate muscle for me, you know, or a set of muscles. And it's, you know, it's like starting the motor and now I'm just taking off. So I really encourage anybody. I mean, to me, $1,000 it was a no-brainer, you know, real simple.
Thanks for
Anyone else?
Pretty awesome. Ryan, did you have something?
Yeah, I was going to say, Ardale, everything Chris said is accurate. He and I actually went through the program at the same time. I know I just finished. And for me, I think I come from the same place that maybe you do, where I've kind of known about real estate investing for a long time, and I actually finally have some capital to invest. And my attitude was, if I'm going to do that, I want to, you know, do the best job at finding the deals. So kind of in the 2 months that I've been in the program, they were able to teach me about wholesaling, how to find wholesalers, and then how to motivate wholesalers to make phone calls for you. And I'm like very, you know, I've had multiple conversations with, you know, sellers in my area off market. So I'm not competing against, the rest of the market essentially. And it's been, you know, now I'm getting to the point where some of the other coaches of the program are helping me figure out ways of how to structure deals on some of these. And, you know, before the end of this summer, I will have a property under contract. It definitely would not have happened without focusing on it every single week and being held accountable to my own activity every single week. So just my 2 cents.
That's great. I don't mean to monopolize the conversation, but also I was wondering, does anybody know, is it better to wait with, you know, until, you know, the market does what it's doing because there's a lot of talk about property values going down and making some good real estate grabs. Does that resonate with anybody?
Can I jump in here since we're both in Florida?
Yeah.
The first thing I would say is, as long as you buy right, it really doesn't matter what your market is. I actually wrote a post about that recently, and I kind of said, I don't care what kind of market we're in as a rental property owner, because if I buy right and I cash flow, the market can go up, down, or sideways. I'm still collecting cash flow. I'm still building equity in that property with principal pay down. Obviously, I do that with a buffer. I have a, you know, that's the whole reason that I'm called the scaredy cat. I do a conservative approach. But I'll also say, like, here in Florida, you know, and you probably saw it when we had the crash in 08, 09, we're a judicial state and our courts are very slow. And there were foreclosures that were still being processed 2-3 years ago from 2008, 2009. So people that are kind of like waiting for like this opportunity where there's going to be deals everywhere, we're probably going to be waiting 2 years before we see a foreclosure wave in Florida, assuming there is going to be one. That's a whole nother conversation. So I would focus on finding a good deal. That's what I do. It's one of the reasons I started investing out of state. The area you're in is more, what's the word I'm looking for? There's more opportunity. I'm in Southeast Florida, more Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, West Palm area. It's tough to find deals here, but everyone I know that I invest with down here, well, the meetups I do down here, and they're looking at Florida, they're Northern Florida, they're West Coast. So being on the West Coast of Florida, there's definitely opportunity. I was over there back in October looking at some property about 45 minutes south of the Tampa area. So I wouldn't wait for a specific market. I would just work on finding good deals. And obviously, you know, if you don't know exactly what that looks like, that's what the mentorship helps you with. You know, you get a courtesy coaching call with me as well. So obviously we can go through some of that. But just focus on the deal and less about the market, because as long as the deal is right and you buy right and you're going to hold it, and you were talking about legacy, that kind of negates the market effect. You know, and then if we do get a buyer's market, let's say, you know, a year or two from now, then that's just, you're still buying, you're just buying even better deals.
Thank you.
Also, if and when you're looking to buy stuff, I know some awesome real estate agents out your way, so I can definitely give you some good referrals. Just let me know.
Good deal.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much, everybody. Anybody got anything else? Otherwise, we'll just cut out of here.
I love that Ron Bowling's
George.
like that's the most words we got out of Ron Bowling in about 3 months. This is awesome.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna tell Galter he's got to like dip out early every time.
We can't have two shiny stars in this business.
Oh, that's great.
Business.
When's the next meeting of you guys?
For this meeting, the wealth principles, we have it every Saturday, or are you asking about the mentorship?
This particular gathering here.
All right,
Is this like every Saturday?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes, 10 a.m. every Saturday. There's a wealth principle. 52 of them. We still got a long way to go. Galter's got plenty more
right
for
now.
us. And
Plenty more.
yes, and it kicks butt every week. And then Ron, correct me if I'm wrong. There's a extra mentorship call at noon today that anyone can jump on. Is that what Galter was saying?
That is the mastermind. That is a separate program.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not open to, is that something I can listen in as well?
The mastermind itself, no, that's the next program after the mentorship program.
So there's a qualification for that program, I take it?
Yeah, you have to buy into it. It was $1,000. That's what Walter was talking about. It was $1,000 for a year, and we met every 2 months. And then we've decided to raise the price, and we're going to be meeting monthly as well.
And is that currently open?
You know what? I'm gonna have to find out about that.
Yes, I'm curious too. Do we have to? Does someone have to essentially graduate through the mentorship program before they can be part of the mastermind?
You can jump right in, but there is kind of a qualification because it's more of the mentorship is more for beginners, whereas the mastermind is more for getting advice from your peers and from others who have a couple of deals under their belts.
Yeah, so I'm actually a part of another real estate group that's doing mentorship type things as well. So I'm kind of in between, the absolute noob.
Okay.
And I've got tons of hours of bigger pockets under my belt. Podcast, which everybody.
Ardell, it sounds like you have acquired some knowledge but don't have any experience, and we've all been in that spot. That's one of the great things about this group is we help with the experience piece, and essentially you have someone to lean on as you start pushing through and acquiring properties. It's something that I actually wish I had when I started out because I was a lone ranger relying on basically Bigger Pockets podcast and relying on experiences. I could tell you so many stories about things I learned that I probably could have just learned from like Galter or someone else to save me that experience. So that's one of the big things about when you get involved with any kind of group, regardless of what, who it is, where it is, really understanding what experience they have and how that can help you progress.
So that's why I'm thinking that the other group might be of interest, Ron, about the one, I forget the name of it. You just called the name of it.
The Alchemist Mastermind, yeah. Yeah,
Alchemist Mastermind. How much is that one?
I believe we're doing, I don't remember if we're doing 2,500 or 5,000 for the year. But why don't you give Walter a call? Do you have his cell phone number?
Yeah, I do.
All right, speak with him and he'll have better advice on which program to slot you into. All right.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Take care.
Always a pleasure.
George.
Yes.
Shoot me your number in the chat.
Okay. All right.
In the chat right now.
Oh, last question. Where are most of the people located at? I heard about Mitch.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
There's a lot of us are in Massachusetts, and then we've got
Doug's in Florida. Terry's all the way out in good old Oregon.
That's right.
Yes, Portland, Oregon.
West Coast. We got a few people in the group that are out in California too. So we're nationwide. The core is probably Massachusetts, but we're nationwide.
Yep.
Gotcha.
California, land of fruits and nuts.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Hey, Alan, can you go ahead and shoot me your phone number? Okay. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good weekend.
Awesome. Thanks, Ron.
Take care.